All right, good morning, Flagler County. This is Danielle Anderson, your host of Lifeline, the radio show connecting you to positivity in our community. And we have some super positive guests in the studio with us today. Hey, say hey, everybody.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
So good luck trying to figure all those voices out. I'm going to tell you want to go ahead and go check out WNZF's Facebook page so you can get a look at everybody here who's speaking. And we have some amazing kids in the studio today and brought to us courtesy of Maria Delgado. Good morning, Maria.
Good morning, Danielle. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So this is one of our summer traditions is to have these great kids who are young entrepreneurs in our community in the studio. And for people who don't know a little bit about the experience, Maria, tell us how this got started.
It got started 3 years ago with a conversation and an idea. And I was geared to apply for the support of Act On Business School to run the Children's Business Fair. And I waited about 2 years. I've been here 6 years, and I waited 2 years to see if a platform for children would be available or offered. And it didn't, so I proceeded, and here we are 3 years later, and it's been amazing.
And you have really helped discover some incredible talent here in our community.
Yes, I'm super grateful, and not only that, but they're the hidden treasure.
They really are.
Community.
All right, so we're going to go kind of left to right, and you guys want to start introducing yourselves to everybody?
So, my name is Pete from Pistol Piece Mobile Detailing, and I'm super happy to be on this show and on this radio, and I look forward to hearing everyone else's, story. But I'm going to pass it on.
All right.
Hello, my name is Anthony. I'm 14 years old, and we do DIY bouquets. Our name's Bloom Bar, and we do parties and more.
I'm Olivia, and I'm also part of Bloom Bar.
My name's Ileana. I do Illy Strips and Creations, and thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah. My name is Scarlett. I'm 9 years old, and I do Super Goofy Creations, and I'm so happy to be here.
And, it's a very diverse group of businesses that you've been able to bring here, and talk about the three categories that the judges were rating the businesses on.
The categories are best presentation, best potential, and the most creative, the most unique business that they have, at the fair.
So, when these people come, they have to come prepared as a business owner to the fair. Do you vet the folks when they come in?
Yes, absolutely. And each participant goes through an application process, and we review each and every one of them for their uniqueness, for what they put inside the application, and I enjoy that whole process. I love, reading about how they came about the business, how they started the financing the business, and the majority of them is like, we owe our mom. Hopefully we make a profit, so we could pay back our parents. So it's a really joyful, and interesting process for them to be vetted, to be a part of the Children's Business Fair here.
And I think we've got a couple of proud parents in the studio with us today. You guys want to say hi?
Hello. Hi.
So, let's really kind of dive into that. I have to start with Bloom Bar because it really was the most eye-catching one to me because I'm a flower person. So will you guys tell us a little bit, Olivia and Anthony, tell us a little bit about your business.
So how we started was Olivia, she created the business, and since we only had like a couple weeks to start, we started something from nothing into something, and we do bouquets. We help you make your own bouquet, and we could deliver to you. We do parties and more.
So talk about the concept. I mean, when you made this decision to do that, but you really showed up with like a full flower shop to this event. What was that like, going out selecting which flowers, which things you would sell at the event?
We just looked at the flowers that most people would probably like, and we let them make their own bouquets.
So what was the response to your business while you were there?
So the response was, we felt like if we put out flowers, people would get into our business, see what we're about and what we do, and maybe they'll give us some ideas and pointers how we could add to our business and more stuff.
So did anybody buy any flowers while you guys were there?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So, Maria, when you see something like that, that's really a tough business, to bring forward. What do you think about it?
I love the idea, and I love that the whole point is that Anthony came with a business plan, and he was like, here's my business plan, and I found that to be quite impressive, and it was a unique idea and something that we didn't have before. So that's kind of like what we're looking for. We're looking for a unique starter, a business type of platform that I think can work, and it could definitely, bloom into something more.
And you guys were selected as a winner, weren't you? Which award did you receive?
Most original.
Most original. It was great. And I will make full disclosure, I did end up buying stuff for myself and my daughters. So, speaking of unique creations, tell us about Super Goofy Creations.
Basically, I started selling masks and keychains and bracelets because I thought it was very cool. So I decided to start making my own.
So can you tell us a little bit about what kind of masks they are, and is it a certain genre or?
For the masks, I basically make almost any species. I could make them from characters and TV shows or movies.
Nice. So do you do anime or furries or things like that?
Yes.
So talk about making one of those. I mean, my daughter actually is trying to build her own Mandalorian costume, and it's taking her months. So how long is the process for you to make something like that?
It really depends on the difficulty, but it usually takes me a couple weeks, 2 or 3.
Nice. And how much do they sell for?
They mostly sell for 30 to 50, I would say.
Wow, that's a great business. So what's the most rewarding part of being part of the business fair for you?
I enjoyed seeing other people's businesses, and it was just fun to sell some of my stuff that people could wear and use a lot.
That's nice. How long have you been doing this?
About a year, I think.
What got you into doing it?
I basically seen it a lot, and I really liked it, so I decided to make my own business.
That is really cool. Very cool. All right, so tell us a little bit about your business.
Okay, so I do Illy's Thrifts and Creations, and I love to go thrifting, and I have a great eye for brands. And I thought, well, maybe it'd be kind of cool to sell them. And then I was like, well, maybe it could add a couple more things. And I'm very big into beauty, so maybe I was like, maybe I could create my own products. And then I thought of another thing.
Wow.
Positivity keychains, for initials and stuff like that. So people know that they're worthy and they're great.
So did you have the clothes rack that was there?
Yes.
At the end? I saw that.
I did.
That's really cool. So talk to me about, I'm cute, I love thrifting. So tell me, how did you get into thrifting?
So I like to be on Instagram, and I see a bunch of cool brands, and I love shopping. And I'm like, well, the stuff is kind of expensive, so I could find maybe a way to thrift the clothes so I could get them cheaper.
Nice.
And yeah.
That's cool. So any good brands you've been able to score?
Yeah, Hollister, American Eagle, Lululemon, and some other brands.
Wow. I think we're going to have to start shopping with you. So do you do just young people's clothing, or do you do adult clothing too?
It varies, yeah.
Oh, wow. Throw out your Instagram handle so people can find you.
Okay. It's Illy's _thrifts _ creations.
Wow, that's super cool.
Thank you.
So tell me about some of the other stuff that you do.
So I make lip glosses and blushes, and then I also make the keychains.
So talk about the process to making your own makeup. That's kind of cool.
So I mix Vaseline, coconut oil, and a pigment powder I have and put it in the microwave. Then I have to fill up the tubes, which is a very hard process, but yeah. And then for the blush, it's just the pigment powder and I think baking powder.
Oh, wow.
And yeah.
So, like, do you like formulate your own colors, kind of mix them together and make different things like that?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, how did you get into doing that?
I just thought of it since I was like, well, I love doing my own makeup and everything, and maybe it'd be kind of cool to start something of my own.
Is there anything that you don't do? Or what's on your wish list? Do you have like another business that you'd like to kind of get into or explore?
I'm not completely sure yet. I'm trying to grow this one a little bit more, and then I'll probably start looking into more things.
Wow, watch out, Hailey Bieber. You're going to give her a run for her money. That's really cool. So what was it like for you when you were able to is this the first business fair that you've done?
Yes.
And what was it like when you were invited to be a part of it?
Oh, I was actually really excited because it could be a good way for my word to get out and get more sales and more customers.
Yeah.
So I was super excited.
Was there anybody that you saw while you were there that was exciting for you to kind of meet or learn from them?
I was excited to see the Junked by Kate phone case because those are super cool. I actually have one of my own.
Nice.
And also I was excited to see Olivia's because she's one of my friends.
Oh, right on. So do you guys all know each other outside of, like, going to school and stuff together?
I go to school with Olivia.
Very nice. So Marie, when you see relationships that are friends like that, I mean, how do you think that just helps kind of grow the entrepreneur ecosystem here in our community?
I think it's very important, and the most important thing that I really like to see at the fair is how they support each other at their table. So each one kind of visits each other and supports them, and I love the connections that I've seen on Instagram with them with regard to them supporting each other and sharing each other's pages and actually purchasing each other's products. So I think that it's a wonderful thing. And she was, my little Ileana, she was a previous culinary student of mine as well, too.
Oh, wow, that's cool. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to get to some more of our young entrepreneurs here in the studio. We'll be right back.
Don't even think about climbing that ladder.
We got a guy that'll do it for you.
If you're going to do it right with Benjamin Moore.
We've got the professional painters and the best paint.
Benjamin Moore, corner of Old Kings and Utility Drive.
Palm Coast.
Thank you so much for recommending us to your family and friends. When you need a 30, 60, or 90-minute massage, it's real easy to book your appointment online. MassageByNatalie.org. MassageByNatalie.org.
So we are back with the Children's Business Fair, the third edition of this. And, you know, we have somebody who's been in business for a little while, and we really can give an opportunity to learn from him how he's doing it. So, Pete, tell us about your business.
So my name is Pete from Pistol Pete's Mobile Detailing. I remember being on this radio show before, and we ended up talking about on how my progress is doing. I wasn't self-sufficient. I didn't have my own power and water last time I was here, so now we're back on. And now I actually do have my own power and water, so we're fully self-sufficient. We service Ormond, Palm Coast, Hammock, St. Augustine, Daytona. And, you know, this is a business geared to, you know, help me out through high school. I started this freshman year, and it just basically became more serious throughout sophomore, junior, and senior. And this was basically just a platform for me to not work an actual corporate job. I wanted to do something myself, and I wanted to create my own schedule. I wanted to handle my own finances and not have anyone else tell me when to work and when to not work. So this was definitely a business that I created to, you know, bring me here where I am at today. So
I have to tell you, you know, I had a conversation with your mom. I hope it's okay. In a store, we ran into each other. And we were talking about what it's like having kids in your age group, and so I really, really wanted to grill you and see what your plans were. And I have to tell you how impressed I was. I mean, you showed up with a professional demeanor, a presentation. You had gift bags, cards. Like, I mean, just like a business that had been, you know, established for 10 years, you showed up.
Yes, ma'am. We've been up and rolling for about 2 years now. You know, when it comes to scoring high ticket clients, you always have to present yourself as a high ticket business. Whenever you're wanting, you know, good reputation and stuff like that, you always have to brand yourself and look professional. Even if you're a business starting out, you have to kind of fake it until you make it. So it's like, even when I first started, I had to promote myself as a very big professional company because other people might not know that I'm starting up, but when they're seeing on social media, they're like, oh, this guy looks very established, but I'm still starting up. You know, I still have a lot to go. I'm still trying my best to look as professional as I can be. I'm still trying my best, you know, to just, you know, slow and steady growth and just to continue, because sometimes when you grow too fast, you fall faster. So that's basically where I'm at right now.
Yeah, and you know, when you were talking, you said you pay a lot of attention to your customers. Yes, you know, blocking out time for them, that customer is your priority.
Exactly. So whenever they book an appointment, that appointment is on their day. So mainly when it comes to clients, it depends on the volume that we're taking in, but majority of the time when a client books their appointment, that whole day is dedicated to them. So it's very exclusive and, you know, very, you know, it's a good service for someone that wants exclusivity.
So what kind of advice would you give these young entrepreneurs as they're starting to grow their own businesses?
Don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to spend money to make money, because every single big business is spending a lot of money to make their money. So just never be afraid to let some of your profits go, because it may feel nice to get that money in your pocket, but once you have to start spending it, it's like you feel a little certain way. But once you guys want to start taking this more seriously, you guys are going to have to start taking bigger risks.
That's great advice. So do you feel like you're learning anything from this guy? You're like taking notes? I think you're going to be the one.
Get on Facebook.
Oh my goodness, that's cool. So, like, what are some of the pitfalls that you faced as a young entrepreneur?
Every business is always going to have its downfalls. Everyone is going to have to go through their own doubts. You know, you're going to go through a lot of emotions with something that you created, because you don't know if it's going to work out in the next year. And that's the reason why you guys have to keep on going and keep chugging along, because one day you may get a sale, 1 week you may not have any sales, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes when you have your own business, it's not a guarantee pay. You have to make your own pay, you know, in a sense. You have to find where that money's going to come into. So some weeks you guys may feel really happy, you guys are making a lot of sales, and then 1 week you guys may feel really sad and discouraged. But at the end of the day, the consistency and the repetitions, you know, you're not going to build muscle by doing one rep. You guys have to do reps and reps and reps. So it's going to happen with the business too. So, you know, that's basically, you know, my advice as well. And, you know, spend money to make money. That's a big factor too.
So how many of you guys really want to see your business grow and be like a thing that's creating profit for you?
I do.
You do? You do? You guys do too?
Yeah.
So how are you kind of promoting yourself when you start thinking about marketing is a huge part of that? How are you promoting your business and getting the word out?
I usually use Instagram, and I like to post my products and a bunch of stuff that people can buy off the Instagram. And, yeah.
Do you get response from that?
Yes, people will DM me for keychains and clothes if they want.
That's awesome. How about for you? Have you started doing any marketing for your business yet?
Yeah, what we do is, like, we take a picture of some bouquets and we put it up. People will order them, we'll go out, deliver them. We also give out, like, cards and information about us and how you can book us. So, like, Facebook, we put it up there and people look at it and they book us from there.
They're already starting to book you guys?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So how about for you?
Basically, I advertise myself on YouTube and Instagram, and then people just message me, and, like, I do custom orders, and then I just make it.
It's just, I can't even just say how incredible this is. How old are you, Scarlett?
I'm 9.
Liana?
I'm 12.
I'm 12.
I'm 14.
I just turned 18 a week and a half ago.
So Maria, like, okay, you and I, when we're this age, we're thinking, like, maybe I'll start babysitting in a couple of years, or, you know, cutting the grass for a neighbor and stuff. What do you think about these guys?
I think they are all amazing. I remember the first fair that we had, our youngest vendor was 6 years old. Do you remember the jewelry girl? And I was floored because of her presentation, her table setup, and her mom was so insistent in letting me know this is all her. And it was amazing. And I think that, listen, the path and the opportunities are limitless, and they're open for them. And I am quite honored that we are able to provide them that platform, to provide them that extra exposure, for people to really get to know, the gifts that we really do have and the future business leaders in this community.
I was thinking about that. Palm Coast has this great business friendly, especially when it comes to the youth, of wanting to support them. You think that's part of the growth of it? I truly believe so. I think that, our sponsors and supporters are just as important as our children vendors, right? And I think that everyone that does support us every year is truly excited to see what type of vendors are coming that year. Last year's vendors, I wanted to have a couple, but they were traveling, for the same, so then that way they have that familiarity and the community has that familiarity. Oh, we saw you last year, and to create that network, and I always say, your network is your net worth. That is so true. Get out there and network. All right, so we're going to go ahead and run it through. Pete, tell us how we can find you guys if people want to get in touch.
So my Google profile is Pistol Pete's Mobile Detailing. We have over collectively 55-star reviews on Facebook and Google. Instagram, Pete.details, not an underscore. Pete.details on Instagram, and Facebook is Pistol Pete's Mobile Detailing.
All right. Anthony and Olivia, you guys want to give a shout-out? How can we find you?
So our Facebook and Instagram, our name is Bloom Bar Flower Shop, and hopefully we'll be creating a website soon.
All right, and tell them how to spell that, because it's a unique spelling.
BLUM Bar Flower Shop.
Got it. All right. Yana?
I'm going to say it again. It's Illy's _thrifts _ creations.
All right. So spell Illy's for me.
ILLI''S.
Okay, gotcha.
Wait, actually, I'm sorry. No apostrophe.
Oh. Look for the cool kid on the social media. All right, how about Scarlett? How do we find you if we want to get some masks made?
My shop name is Super Goofy Creations. I have an Instagram and a YouTube and an Etsy, and hopefully I can make my own website too.
All right. Well, I want to thank you guys. I know it's funky weather out there, so thank you for coming in and sharing your story, and I can't wait to see how you guys grow and if you'll be there next year. Anybody planning to participate next year in the business fair?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Maria, thank you so much for bringing these amazing kids to light for us.
Thank you so much, Danielle, for having us and for your continued support. I appreciate that. Always. And to all our supporters, I am truly honored and humbled that they are, standing with us to help them grow as well, too, and give them the proper exposure that they deserve.
All right. And, there are a couple of good articles about the event. Go check it out, Palm Coast Observer, Flagler News Weekly. We're big supporters of our kids growing up to be amazing people. So we want to thank WNZF News Radio, Flagler News Weekly, the Vigilante Philanthropists, Massage by Natalie and Company, and also our local Benjamin Moore paint store here in Palm Coast for sponsoring our show. And we'll see you guys next week.